Louise the Tolerant finds time is to help anyone, everybody. Now is the Youth Award, and Ara Watkins is a senior at the Catholic High School, and she is a soprano, a great singer, and that is great. And keep that up. And Quentin DuBois is a student at the German High School. He is a life Boy Scout member, and he does a lot of volunteer work at the Tinker. Now I want to continue my list of the outstanding people here in Oklahoma City. I'm going to describe these people, and you can guess who. And this lady I'm going to talk about is smart. A little lady, about 100 pounds, eats like a pigeon, and she belonged to the East 6th Street Christian Church. She taught at Archer Park School, too. I went on a tour just with her, and I was on the first bus. She was on the second, and this was a mixed group of colors and education. I was on the first bus, and she was on the second. And her bus, it broke down, and they had to bring all of their clothes and suits up to the first bus. That's where I was. And all of that hollering, it was going on. They told me to go back there and see just what was going on. Of course, I'm 93 years old. I'm going to tell it all. When I went back there, I found out that the weeds on the side of the bus, it was high of the road. And they thought that ants, it was bothering her. And she told me, no, it wasn't no ants bothering me. That lady had on her wig. This person had on her wig. And she was about to pull off her wig. And she didn't like that at all, because that was a mixed group of colored and white. And guess who that person was? Lola Greer. In Florida, we went to, and she knew everybody in Florida and Louisiana and all of the food. And she knew about that in Louisiana. And she was the only one in Zeta Phi Beta. Of course, I was not in there at that time. And she bought us so many clothes in those 5 states we went to. When she got here, we had to call I think it was a U-Haul, just to take all her clothes home. And that was talent. I have another talent lady I'm going to talk about. And she came to Oklahoma City 30 years ago. And she brought a home, and she bought a home on the corner from me, like the south of me. And when she came here, she was hunting for a job. She belonged to the Emmanuel Baptist Church. She had a birthday party last year, and she was 70. And this party was at the cafeteria of her church. And she worked for the rich people. And this lady is a Christian, and she doesn't either live it and she talks it. And this lady has a son and 4 grandchildren. This lady can sing and speak, preach, cook, and a caterer. She first went to Northeast High School to find a job, but that didn't fit her at all because she was a caterer. So that she went out in Nickel Hill to work among the rich that paid lots of money. She is a caterer for big parties, big money. And sometime now, she runs in to Alberta's boys, Roy, and they work together. Her name is Johnny Marsh, and she is a good cook and a talent lady. I will talk next week on Jerusalem because I have been there. And thank you. I am Freddie Mae Stevens.
That was Freddie Mae Stevens, our reporter. Thank you, Freddie Mae Stevens. Not only do I thank you for that report about the Zetas Final Womanhood Luncheon, but I thank you for the flowers. As I've told you many times, I want all my flowers while I live. If you're going to bake any cakes for my family when I die, bake them for me now so that I can enjoy them. And I don't want you standing up there with your resolutions because I don't want you to resolve but one thing, and that is that you get up off of your constitutions and go to church tomorrow. So many of you fool me. You tell me you've been to church, and I find out you've been to church as chicken. No wonder you're getting so fat. Clara Luper reporting, KTLV Radio in Oklahoma City. I do have a special for you today, and I want you to call a friend and tell them that we are trying to bring about a better understanding because so many times we just don't understand what's happening. And I would like to thank Willa, our councilwoman, for voting for the preservation of the bridge. However, we didn't win, but she supported us. The fight is not over, and they want to save that bridge. Well, tonight, Dr. G.E. Finley will be honored at the Marriott by the people of First AME Church, and I know you plan to salute Dr. Finley. If this bridge is removed, Dr. Finley said he was just about to close down his business. And when you are old as Dr. Finley and still practicing, I think this whole town should get behind and see to it that that bridge is saved. Clara Luper reporting for Gideon 300 located at southwest of 58th and Western. Yes, it's Soul Bazaar time, and we want you to participate in the Soul Bazaar. For 30 years we've tried, and this year we are sending out to each one of you in words, come to the Soul Bazaar. Come to the Soul Bazaar. If you're 30 years old, when you get before then, we would like for you to drop us a note and say, I'm 30 years old, and you are celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Soul Bazaar, because we will put your name in a box and we will give away $30 a day at the Soul Bazaar. Now, those of you that would like to exhibit at the Soul Bazaar, please call us at 424-3949. I had the opportunity yesterday to talk to a lot of people about the Soul Bazaar because it's a hometown show where you have an opportunity to show your talent, where you have an opportunity to present your show. There will be gospel-orama, there will be a doll show, and I'm going to ask my 93-year-old reporter to put together a doll show for me. I want a table with dolls showing different stories about dolls because how does a dollar today compare with a doll yesterday? Betty Jean has sent out notices to all the daycare centers. Last year we had 500 daycare young people to attend the first day of the Soul Bazaar. It would be also a day for AXO, and I do hope that Marilyn will call us in because of the AXO competition. Marilyn says she's looking for young people that's interested in science, in math, in music composition, filmmaking, and all of that. If you know of any child between the ages of between the ninth and 12th grade, we want to know about them because these young people will compete at the Soul Bazaar May 14th and 15th, and they will go on to New York City to represent the great city of Oklahoma City. Now, if you live in a surrounding area and you have a child that can play the piano, can toot a horn, or what have you, but I can tell you right now, last year in Atlanta, we still had 5,000 young people that were participating in the EXO program where they won over $250,000. These young people work hard. We had a young man from Oklahoma City that won in mathematics, and as yet I could not understand the mathematical theories that he used. And if you're good in mathematics, you're good in science. And maybe one of the most exciting exhibits that I saw last year at the AXO competition in Atlanta was a young lady who can take a strain of hair and can determine whether you will have cancer or not. We do have some work to be done, and we can do it through our young people by you going through your young people and have them to study. Now, we can't go to New York half-stepping or come to compete with somebody. Here's a kid that has played the piano since she was 3 years old, and you just played yesterday, and your parents couldn't get you to practice. You can't compete. But we won. We also have a one-leg hopping contest this year, and if you can hold up one leg and out-hop somebody else, you will. I can't tell you all that you would do. Mrs. Wallace will once again do the Spencer Parade of Beauty. That would be understanding art and history, and if you can take any pictures, we have a display down there, and we want you to see it. Not only that, we have our annual Miss So Bazaar Baby Contest, and Miss So Bazaar, a lovely young lady, Miss Jackson, it's Miss So Bazaar, and she will be there. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and I'm talking about Johnson's Jardinas. Johnson's Jardinas, where you can get that special care, where you can get what your child needs to get a head start in this big world. 1643 Northeast 50th Street, 424-4656, or 2611 Northeastern, Johnson's Jardinas in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It was the 50th anniversary of the Amigos Club last Sunday, when a crowd gathered at a Taste of Soul to celebrate. It was a 50th anniversary celebration of the oldest club, I think, in Oklahoma City on the northeast side. Wonder where's Coco? I wonder where's my Coco, because I know Coco is going to be at the Soul Bazaar. Coco, where are you? Ladies and gentlemen, I have really something special for you. I've seen this young man grow in so many different ways. I've seen him grow as a pastor in Boley, Oklahoma. And I've seen him come to Oklahoma City, where he has won the hearts of people. He's young, he's ambitious, he knows exactly what to say and when to say it. He has a unique way of lifting something out of the scriptures, throwing it right at you, and he can throw it worse than those guys from Sacramento was throwing that ball last night. And I tell you, he's tough. So call your friend and tell tell them that I have him. Reverend Young will be my special guest, and it will be something that's very, 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 very special. Excuse me. Calvin is all smiles today because what I'm going to do. Calvin, I wonder. Oh, look! Isn't this wonderful? My grandson is on the line. Brandon, how are you? Hello? Brandon?
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I am fine. I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
Give me that report.
Okay, yes, tonight at OSU we're having a Mr. Debler scholarship pageant in our minute, so it's tonight at 7, and I'll just be inviting anybody out who wants to come.
What are you going to do in that pageant?
Well, in the pageant, my talent is playing a percussion instrument, so I'm going to play the trap set.
Okay, now how are you doing at OSU?
Well, so far my grades are pretty good since midterms, and so I'm trying to get around at least 3.5 or 4 point, but I'm on my way there.
Okay, now what are you majoring in?
Electrical engineering.
Electrical engineering. Why did you decide to major in electrical engineering?
Because I like working with electronic stuff, and I like figuring out how electronic devices work. And so I just want to do that. Then plus, when I come out, they said I will be making around at least $45,000 to $50,000 a year.
Oh, you'll be making more than that. Because I know some companies that pay you more than that. And thank you for that letter. I am so excited about that letter until I'm going to the bank on Tuesday and send you some money. Mm-hmm. Thank you for telling me how well you're doing. You don't know what that meant to me.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome.
And I know your grandmother, Mrs. Sutton, is all smiles now because she's heard from her big baby. Okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Well.
That's Brandon Bryant. He used to be president of the NACP, and just think about the engineers and things that we're going to have. Oh, that is just terrific. What I wanted Calvin to tell you, Calvin has organized a group of We Can't Singers, and I don't know whether the We Can't Singers are going to perform at the Soul Bazaar. I don't know whether you will or not, Calvin, will the We Can't Singers give us a concert at the Soul Bazaar?
Mom, we're anticipating, first of all, let me say good morning to you, and I know that you're having a fantastic morning because we made it through the rain out here virtually on time. And yes, the We Can't Singers plan on being at the Soul Bazaar now. I'm having contractual problems, I have to, you know how it is when you have an agent, you have to go through your agent, and the agent has to get back in touch with the Soul Bazaar. But I'm hopeful that everything will be settled by the time of the Soul Bazaar, and we will have an opportunity to put on one of the best concerts that this city has ever set through. And I guarantee you that we will have more than the one song you hear, and we've been practicing a little bit, and so things should be extremely well. And I know Berlin has been working hard, and Ellis has been under the weather, so his voice has been improved. He had a good cold and makes him sound even better, so I'm looking forward to performing at the Soul Bazaar.
Will you be able to tell my audience what the time that you will perform?
I won't have all that information until after the contract has been signed, and you know how these contracts are. I don't have Bob King. What Don King is who I really would like to have as somebody negotiating for me, so we can make a lot of money at this concert. But then, we have to do the best we can.
Everywhere
what we
I
have.
go, people tell me that your son really tells the truth. He can't sing. I want you to hold it a minute. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Coco Thomas, your fantastic reporter. I have been a reporter for a month or so, but for me it seems much longer. I have enjoyed it so much. And Miss Luper, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. I want to be successful and have successful children. And for all of you out in Radio Land, come join the NAACP because you will go new places, see new things, and meet new people. In closing, this is your fantastic reporter, Coco Thomas.
Coco, how old are you now?
I'm 8 years old, and I will be 9 tomorrow.
You'll be 9 tomorrow. Did you want Calvin to sing happy birthday to you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, really? Do you think Calvin can sing?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you think he can sing?
Yes.
Well, that's really wonderful. I really enjoy you every Monday night. Show us how you make your report on Monday night.
Madam President of the NAACP, the Sanders Group has $5 in dues and no cans.
Well, your group is named after Mrs. M.L. Sanders, one of our outstanding religious and social leaders, and you do a beautiful job. Will you say hello to your grandmother for me?
Yes, I will.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Boy, that Coco is something else. She'll go further than I will ever go. I'm telling you, that girl will see things I've never seen. Calvin, I want you to do me a favor today, because tomorrow's Palm Sunday. And when we leave the air, I want the people all over this state to be thinking about the meaning of Palm Sunday. And I want you to do your birthday singing. Next week is Rosalie Heron, my sister-in-law's birthday. And I sure want you to sing happy birthday to her. And you got Coco to sing happy birthday to.
I have several others. Let me get my notes.
Okay, you get your notes because
Words to the song.
and the words to the song. Okay. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and this portion of our show is brought to you by Dr. A.L. Dowell at 934 Northeast 8th Street in Oklahoma City. Our telephone number is 2350536. Get your eyeglasses ready in order that you can read, and you can read. I certainly enjoyed the past week. I had the opportunity to speak at Mrs. Linda Montgomery School in Moore, Oklahoma. It was an experience that I shall always cherish. I'm looking forward to being with you at Dale City High School. And just think, you all have invited me back for the second time in that multicultural program. Calvin Luper is here.
Mom,
Calvin
you're
Luper
right.
is dressed for the occasion.
Oh, definitely.
And just think, you all have invited me back for the second time in that multicultural program. Calvin Luper is here.
Mom,
Calvin
you're
Luper
right.
is dressed for the occasion.
Oh,
He has on a
definitely.
yellow shirt and a blue sweater.
My
And
goodness.
he has his eyeglasses are ready.
Exactly.
And he came from Dallas. Are you ready, Calvin?
I certainly am. Mom, not only am I going to sing a happy birthday, but I had a couple of announcements that came in. And I wanted to extend our sympathies to the family of Laverne Neighbors, who's a well-known singer around here in the Oklahoma City area. And thank you, Mrs. Newton, Jean Newton, for calling. And I wanted the Neighbor family to know that we, too, express our sympathies to the family during this time of crisis. And then on March the 28th, good news, the Bishop McGinnis basketball team will be honored at a banquet celebration where they'll be celebrating the new state champions, Little All City champions from Bishop McGinnis. But it's two outstanding players there. And I have Terrence, who I invite you to look in the paper. Terrence Campbell, I believe is his last name, made a Player of the Year. Terrence Crawford, Player of the Year. And then also the most valuable player of the state tournament, Brother Amos there, and his mother, Jolinda Call. And we too are extremely proud of those two young men and the entire Bishop McGinnis team. And the celebration will be March the 28th at 5 p.m. at 625 West I-44 Service Road, where they got a fantastic dinner and fantastic program planned for them. The menu sounds exciting, and I'm hopeful that the people in Bishop McGinnis also will express their interest to have the weekend singles there at that celebration. You know, that'd be an honor to be there with the Bishop McGinnis State Championship team, but I don't know. But here we go. We're ready now because I want to sing a happy birthday to a good friend, Johnny Morris. And Mrs. Morris, sit down, relax. You said that you don't like to work on your birthday. That's March the 27th, so I know your family is going to make sure you have a day off. Coco, sit down. You relax and get ready for it. And Rosalie Harron, I know you're sitting down there by the radio. Get a little closer, turn the volume up, because here we go with the Song of Songs. And I have all the words memorized, and I hope I don't make a mistake. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Johnny. Happy birthday, Coco. Happy birthday, Rosalie. And may you, excuse me, may you have many and many more.
That was Calvin Luper, and he's proven a point beyond the shadow of a doubt that he can't sing. The Green Tree, I was so proud of Bridget Ballard, who is a loan originator for Green Tree Mortgage Company, located at 6307 Waterford Boulevard in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And that's Mentha's beautiful daughter. Auntie's Home Daycare Learning Center is located at 1716 East Park Place, 10-year child care experience, transportation, member of USDA food program, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The owner is Lolita Draper. Ellen Sheffield Charles operates a music studio. And those of you that want to make sure that your child is preparing for the future, I want you to be sure, now listen to me very carefully, and call Ellen Charles. Ellen Sheffield Charles. You know, music is just in that family's blood. I regret that I cannot say the same thing for Calvin Luper's family. This is Clara Luper. Well, I shouldn't expect too much. I never shall forget. Down in Hoffman, Oklahoma, my dad, somebody told him, this was a white man, told my dad that all blacks could sing. So he insisted that Onita Hayes and I would sing in church. And I never shall forget that song. It was Take a Stand. And the people at the Hoffman at Pilgrim Baptist Church took a stand and walked out to church on us. Clara Luper reporting. It's time now to think about Miss Black Oklahoma. This will be the largest Miss Black Oklahoma pageant in the history of the pageant. For example, we do have some new cities that will be represented. We have, for the first time, Oklahoma City University will have a contestant. And let me just go down the list for you. We will have a young lady from Ardmore, Bethany, Britain, Cameron University, Carl Abbott State College in Poto, Duncan, Langston University, Midwest City, Muskogee, Nicoma Park, Oklahoma City University, Oklahoma County, Oklahoma State University, Oklahoma University, Poto, Putnam City, Okmulgee, Rose State College, Spencer, Stevens County, Tulsa County, Putnam City, Tatum's, and the University of Central Oklahoma and the Village. I hate to tell you this, but I've sold all of my tickets for the pageant. It will be, the young ladies will arrive in Oklahoma City on the 19th of June, and they will stay here until the 26th. After the Gridiron bus, they will go to to Langston University, where the last one. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Shirley, Calvin just got an invitation to be for the dinner at the McGinnis team. Now, I don't know what it says, whether you are invited to be there to eat or to sing.
Well, I don't know either, Mom, but we're going to work something out. And I told him I had to get with my agent and see if we can make that appearance. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm extremely proud of that Bishop McGinnis basketball team and Terrence and Brother Amos. You know, you all keep the good work up. All of us here on the Clara Luper Radio Show and Oklahoma City are looking forward to your careers and seeing where you go and how well you do go. And when you do go, don't forget where you come from.
Hometown is located at 23rd and Northeast 23rd and Martin Luther King. They are open 24 hours for your convenience. Let's go down to Leo's Barbecue. Leo's Barbecue. Get some good old barbecue and that strawberry cake. Boy, that cake will make you kiss your grandmother and kiss your mother-in-law. Go down to Leo's Barbecue. We would also like to remind you of Johnson Shadina's Nursery and Daycare Center, 1645 Northeast 50th Street. The telephone number is 424-4656. Hometown is open 24 hours a day for your convenience. And don't forget Mr. Gates at Gates Barbershop. Are you waiting on Mr. Gates to call us and give us a report?
Of course, Mom. We've been waiting for 2 weeks now. Mr.
Okay,
Gates has been extremely busy. He says between 9 and 10, but I know that we will get the report in. You know, I don't want you to forget also that Merle Hildreth there at 730 West Britain Road, where she's open this morning up until 12 o'clock for your convenience. Home insurance, life insurance, motorcycle insurance, helicopter insurance, any of your insurance needs. Merle and her dynamic staff there will be there to help you this morning. 730 West Britain Road, 843-0811.
You have called me about pages. I'm sorry, we do not have any openings for any more pages. When you think of pages now, you're thinking about it on the state level. Okmulgee is sending 6 pages to the state Miss Black Oklahoma contest.
How many
6.
are coming from Loudon?
Loudon, according to Miss Helen Daniel, is sending 3. Ardmore and all in
Tulsa.
I won't talk
ready.
about that. I will talk about the pages next week, and I ask all of the pages parents to get in contact with Mrs. Wilma Ray. Now, it's very important that if you want your child to go to state, let us know immediately, because we have a list of about 20 that want to go that we don't have any room for.
You know, I'm looking forward to the state pageant because I'm so proud of Miss Black Oklahoma City. I look forward to that competition. I think we stand a chance
somebody
this year.
say, well, you sing at the state pageant, and I
Well,
don't know.
I
have to get with my girls.
Okay, you get with the girls, and then please do it in ample time so I can get with my agent, and we can negotiate the terms of the contract and all that. Okay?
It's time now for us to turn our attention to an event that happened a long time ago. On tomorrow, throughout the world, in spite of the war, in spite of the problems, we will be looking towards something that's bigger than ourselves. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I've invited Reverend Young to bring us our Palm Sunday message.
Greetings to everyone. I give you greetings from the Holy Temple Baptist Church at Northeast 50th. I'm glad Sister Luper has invited me to come and to be a part of this program. I have brought with me my deacon, Eugene Jackson. Many of you know him. He's a referee at many local high school basketball games and also on the college level. He's a great young man and a great deacon, and he has come to drive his pastor around and to just be with him. Come and go with me for a few moments to the Gospel according to St. Luke, the 19th chapter, and just one verse I want to look at as we prepare for Palm Sunday. The 41st verse of Luke, the 19th chapter. It says, "And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it." Jesus is making his way into Jerusalem. The palm branches has been laid on the ground, and coats and jackets have been thrown down to celebrate the coming of the Savior. Jesus is in the midst of his ticker tape parade. He comes to a most astounding awareness, an awareness that escaped all the parade participants. It was Jesus' parade. It signaled the end to his evangelistic campaign. His school for discipleship had a few more class sessions, but for all intent and purposes, it was over. Here he is riding a donkey that he had secured by the simple words, "The master has need of it." Isn't it strange that at his birth he rode into Bethlehem on a donkey in his mother's womb, and now he heads for his demise on a donkey? I like that. You see, Jesus said, "Tell them I have need of it." He was talking about the donkey. He really didn't need it. He could have walked into town, but the scriptures had to be fulfilled. It's sort of like us. Jesus really doesn't need us. Yet he says in his actions, "I have need of you." I need you to give a kind word. I need you to share a smile. I need you to tell of my goodness to others. I need you to tell of my comforting ways to those you see in distress. We are a lot like that donkey, though. Jesus does need us, but don't get carried away with that. We sometimes act like what they also call donkeys sometimes. Jesus is making his way into Jerusalem, the holy city, the city of David, the city where prayers were directed to. Jerusalem, where there were people from all over the world, all cultures, all races, all classes. Sister Luper knows what I'm talking about, that kind of community. They were in Jerusalem for the Passover. And so when Jesus looks out over Jerusalem, he sees the world. He sees the present, the past, and the future. As he came near and saw the city, he said, "I see New York. I see Chicago. I see Paris. I see Moscow. I see Berlin. I see Memphis, Tennessee, my hometown. I see Boley, Oklahoma, where I served for many years. I see Oklahoma City." Jesus stopped the parade. Earlier, the Pharisees had stopped the parade and told Jesus, "Why don't you get those folk with you to be quiet?" But Jesus said, "If they withhold their praise, the rocks will cry out." Somebody or something has to praise me, Jesus said. Do you see the significance of that exchange? How it leads to our passage, the scripture I read. Praise has got to be given. That's what Palm Sunday is about. The preparation for what is in store for us. The preparation for the gift. Hurricanes can destroy and devastate, and they are deadly. But sometimes God has to let us know that God is God. Jesus just stops the parade, looks over the city, which represented the world, and his response in the midst of his triumphal entry into Jerusalem was to cry. That's what he did. Jesus started crying. When the Denver Broncos went back to Denver after their Super Bowl victory, they were treated to a great homecoming. When the New York Yankees came back to New York, they were treated to a fantastic welcoming. When the Chicago Bulls won, I think it was their 6th championship, they were given raw treatment. And I believe that if Tubby Smith could live it over again, he's out of the tournament now, you know, but the Kentucky Wildcats were brought back to Kentucky to a great homecoming, and nobody in the bluegrass state was sad. But here Jesus is making his way to glory. Anybody else would have milked this point for all they could have, but Jesus, at his highest point in his earthly ministry, he preempts the procession. He ceases the celebration. He halts the hosannas. He silences the singing. He ignores his personal interests and hangs up his humanity. He does the unpredictable. Anybody else would be squeezing it for more. Yeah, tell me some more about how good I am, how great I am, how wonderful I am. But Jesus deviates, detours, detaches, and does something different. Jesus looks over Jerusalem and sees the world. He sees its inability to grasp the true essence of this moment, and it breaks his heart. The scriptures simply says on Palm Sunday,